Tonight on Ruby News, we're tracking the stories turning heads across pop, rock, and the business behind both. From major anniversaries to live-streamed festival moments, it's a busy run through music right now. Big releases, chart movement, festival coverage, and a few classic catalog twists are all on deck. We begin with a milestone that still shapes the conversation around pop albums and visual storytelling. Beyoncé's Lemonade is now 10 years old, following its release in April 2016. It first arrived as a surprise exclusive on Tidal, paired with a film that premiered on HBO. The project turned private pain into public language and gave Black Southern imagery, vulnerability, and grief a central place in mainstream pop culture. It also drew on poetry from Worcestershire and used a visual, literary, and sonic structure that made the album feel like a cultural text. Songs like Formation and Hold Up became both cultural statements and commercial hits. The rollout helped set the template for surprise releases, multimedia launches, and emotionally direct storytelling. Its country-leaning thread also mattered. In 2016, Beyoncé performed Daddy Lessons with the Chicks at the CMA Awards, and that moment drew criticism from some country traditionalists. The article says Lemonade helped pave the way for her later country work. Justin Bieber's Yukon is back at number 2 on the UK official hip-hop and R&B singles chart, still just short of number 1. The chart tracks the top-selling songs in those genres in the United Kingdom. Bieber's post-Coachella streaming boost is also sending more of his music back onto the chart this week. Baby is at number 3, and Confident is at number 4. Yukon first debuted at number 5 in July 2025, and it has now spent 5 of its 30 weeks at number 2. Bieber's only number 1 on the chart remains That Power with will.i.am. The chart movement continues to reflect the Coachella bump in the UK singles tally. That chart picture shows how quickly one breakout run can spread across a genre lane. From the charts to the next release push, there's a new campaign built to meet fans where they already are. TikTok is partnering with Interscope Records on a promotional campaign for Olivia Rodrigo's new single, Drop Dead. The rollout includes karaoke events in 24 cities around the world, and fans can take part through a dedicated in-app hub on TikTok. A listening party launched on April 17th through the Drop Dead Song Hub, and it will stay open until the campaign wraps. TikTok is also spotlighting fan videos from users posting with the hashtag #DropDeadKaraoke. And alongside the TikTok campaign, Spotify and Apple Music are rolling out individual variants of the Drop Dead music video. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard says its next album is finished. The band says it was made entirely on its modular synthesizer setup, dubbed Nathan. The release will follow 2025's Phantom Island. The group previously released The Silver Chord in 2024, an all-electronic album. Drummer Michael Kavanagh says the band spent a week in the studio last year between tours and, quote, jammed for hours endlessly. For now, there are no other concrete details about the album. That announcement keeps the album cycle moving, with the finished project now waiting in the wings. Next, we head to the desert, where one of country music's biggest weekend events is set up for a wide audience. Stagecoach 2026 will be streaming on Amazon Music through Prime Video and Twitch. Coverage begins at 3 p.m. PST or 6 p.m. EST each day of the festival. SiriusXM is also airing live performances and behind-the-scenes interviews on The Highway, Outlaw Country, and Y'Alternative. The festival takes place in the California desert at Empire Polo Club in Indio from April 24 through 26. The live stream lineup includes Cody Johnson, Lainey Wilson, Post Malone, Teddy Swims, Bush, Pitbull, and Ella Langley. Evanescence's Who Will You Follow debuts at number 1 on Billboard's Hot Hard Rock Songs chart, marking the band's first leader on that tally. The song also opens at number 1 on Hard Rock Digital Song Sales, giving Evanescence another U.S. chart topper. Billboard says the track also lands on Rock Digital Song Sales, Rock and Alternative Airplay, Mainstream Rock Airplay, Hot Rock and Alternative Songs, and Digital Song Sales. These chart results were published for the week dated April 25, 2026, following the song's April 10 release. That's a strong chart moment for hard rock, and it lands neatly beside the festival energy still building for the weekend. From live stages to live recordings, the next story turns a tour set into a release of its own. Neil Young and the Chrome Hearts have announced a new live album, As Time Explodes. It was recorded during their 2025 Love Earth tour. The album is a 13-track release and includes Silver Eagle from Talkin' to the Trees, as well as the new song Big Crime. Lou Adler produced the album with The Volume Dealers. One source says the album will be out on May 29, 2026, on black vinyl, CD, and digital. Another says the general retail release on vinyl and CD is set for May 4, 2026, with Record Store Day customers getting it 2 weeks earlier on clear vinyl, along with an exclusive lyric poster and gatefold jacket. Sharon Osbourne says Black Sabbath has settled its dispute with former manager Jim Simpson and now has the band's early demos back. The material includes 1969 recordings from when the group was still known as Earth, along with related photos. Osbourne said all 4 core members own it, and that is where it should be. The dispute centered on early material that included a cover of Blue Suede Shoes and recordings with Tony Iommi on flute as well as guitar. With the settlement in place, the band can now decide what to do with the recordings. This resolution closes a long-running catalog question and leaves the band's early archive back where it belongs. And with the catalog theme still in view, we shift to one of rock's most durable signature songs. Scott Gorham is looking back at the making and legacy of Thin Lizzy's The Boys Are Back in Town, 50 years after its release. The song was written by Phil Lynott during the Jailbreak sessions, but Gorham says the band did not think much of it at first. It was just another song on the album to us. Thin Lizzy wrote about 25 songs in just 3 weeks at a farmhouse, using an 8-track machine as they raced to finish Jailbreak under pressure. Then, about a month after the album came out, 2 DJs in Louisville, Kentucky, started playing The Boys Are Back in Town heavily, 2 or 3 times an hour, helping break it to a national audience. It went on to become Thin Lizzy's biggest hit, peaking at number 12 on the Billboard chart. Gorham calls it a party song, and it has remained a live staple and a lasting part of the band's legacy. That wraps this edition of Ruby News, where the biggest stories were as much about music's future as its history.